Hello, Canisius. It is Wednesday, March 3rd, and I'm Victoria Fish. Today we will be giving you the inside scoop on Clint Malarchuk's visit to campus and giving you updates to some of the unanswered questions that have remained at the end of the year. We'll also be showing you an easy recipe for 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies, giving you a recap of Pride Week, dishing all the details on this Friday's highly anticipated Griff Fest, and giving you some tips to surviving finals week. Stay tuned. This is Canisius Connections. Welcome back. Retired NHL goalie and Buffalo Sabres alum Clint Malarchuk came to campus to speak to the student body on the topic of mental health. Malarchuk took the Montante stage and described to his audience his own personal experience with mental illness and the impact that his own ice injury had on his mental state. Malarchuk discussed his lifelong journey with mental illness and how he began to positively channel his struggles with hockey. He continued to discuss the 1989 NHL game in which a skate blade sliced his jugular vein and other arteries. This was an injury that could have cost him his life. Malarchuk survived one more suicide attempt and then received proper diagnosis for his illness and underwent treatment. He now travels along with his wife to speak about their experiences with mental health and help to create awareness. While many would expect a presentation such as this one to be grave and serious, Malarchuk was seen as an uplifting and radiant person. Overall, the presentation was greatly appreciated and valued by our students. Now, to move on to another hot topic, not just on campus, but in the hearts and minds of millennials across New York State, the Excelsior Scholarship Program. In early February, Canisius College President John Hurley sent out an email to students, parents, and alumni that encouraged them to take action against the program, which was introduced by Governor Cuomo. This program would allow free SUNY and CUNY tuition to families with an income less than $100,000. Hurley brought the program back into discussion during his town hall meeting on April 20th. He expressed his personal interest and desire to make tuition more affordable and even stated that he wants to be one of the first in the area to do it. Canisius had been working with the Commission of Independent Colleges and Universities in New York, a lobby group that represents the interests of many independent New York State colleges and universities. The group is a strong advocate for the increase in the New York State Tuition Assistance Program, otherwise known as TAP, and make education more affordable to any student attending any college. Overall, while the program would certainly benefit numerous students across New York State, there are fears that accompany the program as well. The risk of supersaturation runs high and could potentially lead to the lack of accommodations for all students or stricter screening processes which could affect student groups. The Excelsior Scholarship Program definitely has its perks, but we must look beyond that silver lining to consider the negative effects that could be ushered in by the program itself. The last time I reported, I was discussing the candidates for the Undergraduate Student Association Executive Board. And now, with the positions filled, I'm going to talk to you about the new face of USA, Amelia Greenan. After 3 years with USA and a vast amount of experience, Greenan is more than ready to become a president to remember. As I said before, Greenan stands on a platform of student-led change to the Canisius culture and has her sights set on positive change involving student experience, assistance of single student mothers, sustainability, and safety. While there are certainly many issues Greenan will have to face, she had frequently stated that she wants to work to improve the student experience for everyone, even those who may not have the loudest, strongest voice. I know what you may be thinking, Canisius. How does she plan to do this? Greenan hopes to maintain a properly run USA to face and handle any conflicts or situations that may arise. It is clear to see that Greenan not only cares about Canisius, but all of its students as well, and wants to make a great and lasting impact on the school itself. From all of us at Griff TV, we congratulate President Greenan on her new position, and we cannot wait to see the change that is brought about not only by her, but by all of the other members of the Executive Board and the Undergraduate Student Association as well. That's all we have for you in news, but don't go anywhere, Canisius. When we come back, Alexis will be talking about Pride Week, Griff Fest, and alleviating some of your finals week anxiety.
Everyone loves the picture I posted of you. AT&T reminds you, it can wait.
Beginning in my sophomore year at Canisius, I was part of a research team developing treatments for children with high-functioning autism. This kind of research involvement usually only happens at the graduate or postdoc level, and I did it as an undergrad at Canisius.
The Golden Griffin Fund is a student-run investment program. We would do all the work that an equity analyst would do in the real world, but we're getting this experience fresh out of college. Coming to Canisius will prepare you for the real world.
Welcome back. Canisius celebrated Pride Week from April 24th to the 28th, celebrating diversity and LGBTQ pride at Canisius. Among the activities included a Pride March through the Quad on April 26th. Griffin insider Kira Lewis has the inside scoop on the event.
The LGBTQ community is anything but ignored on the Canisius College campus, Unity, a student-run club, being in the center of it all.
Unity is a safe space for anyone. You don't have to be LGBT. It is primarily focused on advocacy and education around LGBTQ issues, but we have a lot of allies who come, and it is their safe space just to be themselves.
Unity held its first Pride Week in 2016 and has grown tremendously, becoming one of the largest clubs on campus.
So this is our second annual Pride Week. We know there's Pride events and Pride Weeks, Pride months around the country, around the world, but that's always usually during the summer, and we're not in session then. So we thought it would be awesome to have our own Pride Week at Canisius so students could celebrate together with our club while we're still here for the semester. We have a beautiful day for it, and we're expecting even bigger turnouts. The march has like 18 clubs or sports teams involved this year. Last year we had about 10, so we're increasing. We invite everyone on campus to come and support their team or their club and hold a sign in the march just to say that they are allies to the LGBT community.
Pride Week actually started with Stonewall in like 1969. It's been like a yearly thing after that to like celebrate just being who you are as part of the LGBTQ community. For me, it's something that just means I can be unapologetically me, and I think it's just like a time for everyone in the community to come out, be who they are without fear, just be themselves.
Love is love! The advancement of the LGBTQ community throughout the years has been progressing, with the legalization of gay marriage and advocates such as Laverne Cox speaking their mind on the subject. However, recent events such as North Carolina's bathroom bill and President Trump's stance and executive actions poses a threat to the future of LGBTQ equality.
As a minority group, there is a lot of oppression that goes on, especially with trans women of color especially. There's high levels of assault that is terrible, and there is not a lot of laws that exist to protect the LGBTQ community. President Obama had to put in an executive order to just add gender onto the hate crime list so that crimes against LGBTQ people could be charged at a higher level than what they were before.
Even though the hardships and struggles they've gone through have been distressing, it doesn't stop people from truly expressing themselves.
Because no matter gay, straight, or bi, lesbian, or trans life, I'm on the right track, baby. I was born to survive.
You can participate in Unity's ongoing events by visiting their clubroom below the Student Center in front of the Commuter Lounge.
Thanks, Kira. Are any of you out there feeling stressed about finals week? As a soon-to-be finals week veteran, I've collected 5 quick tips to keep you as relaxed as possible and as prepared as possible to ace all of your finals. Of course, everyone's going to tell you that the most important thing you can do for yourself during finals week is to get enough sleep. With that being said, sometimes managing to get a full 7 hours when you're stressed about saving your GPA can be much easier said than done. So, tip number 1, cut off your Tim's intake before 4 p.m. If you want to get ready for bed before the sun starts to rise, your body needs time to be prepared for sleep and caffeine-free. In order to ensure that all the caffeine has left your system, you need to have your last cup before 4. If you want something to sip on to keep you alert, try getting either a protein-packed smoothie from Starbucks or a decaf mint tea. Tip number 2, while we're on the topic of sleeping, get out of your room to study. It doesn't matter if you're in the library, in Science Hall Commons, or tucked away in a room in Old Main, you need to get away from your bed. Let your room be a place for you to only go to relax or to go to sleep. It'll help so much more when it's time for you to decompress at the end of the night. Tip number 3, give your body a nice treat for every final you get through. There's nothing more frustrating than feeling like you're working so hard just not to see the reward for a couple more weeks. So give yourself little rewards throughout and a lot of self-love to get you through the week. Watch an episode of your favorite show on Netflix, go out for some ice cream with some friends, and take that much-needed nap. It's deserved. Tip number 4, create a study guide that's more than just rereading your notes. If you're finding that you can't retain any of the information from your textbook, well, of course you can't. All that boring jargon can be difficult for you to remember. So try giving your friends mini lessons on the topics, create funny acronyms and sayings to help you remember terms, and read things out loud to help keep yourself focused. And finally, tip number 5, when enough is enough, take a break, make like Elsa, and let it go. There's only so much studying that you can do. When it comes to the point where you've learned all you can, give yourself the permission to close the books, get some shut-eye, and trust your gut that you're ready to take this exam. But of course, before we get to finals week, we have something much more important on our minds, GriffFest! For all of you freshmen out there, GriffFest is our annual end-of-the-year celebration to honor the hard work you've put in throughout the semester and give you one last chance to party your heart out before finals week and the threat of summer and graduation hits. This year's GriffFest is going to take place on Friday, May 5th from 1 to 8 p.m. Admission is only available to Canisius students with a Griff Pass, so make sure to bring yours to the back of the Lions lot to be permitted entry. And of course, alcohol is not permitted in this event, and neither are any other impairing substances. This year's GriffFest will include free food from the following trucks: Lloyd's, The Cheesy Chick, R&R Barbecue, Amy's Truck, Chevette's Chicken, and Franco's Pizza. There's also going to be carnival games, a character artist, and tons of inflatables. In place of a live band this year, SPB is going to be debuting a giant Ferris wheel to go in the lot. Perfect selfie spot. So it's sure going to be a ton of fun, so don't miss out on everyone's favorite Canisius event. You deserve the break. But stay tuned. When we come back to Canisius Connections, Kira is going to be showing us how to make 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies in this week's episode of DIY Dorms.
All right, so dude, check this out. I got a great idea for the Camaro commercial. We start in that desert, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, what car is that? And then it's like, bam!
Whoa!
Super fast.
And mirrors, a whole bunch of mirrors.
I guess. But maybe it's a woman that's driving.
Hot.
Totally hot. She's blonde.
Redhead.
Or a redhead. You know, we should be in the city.
Driving fast.
Screeching through the streets.
Dodging hay bales.
No, she's in a city. I don't know why you'd have hay. But what about a chase?
Ooh, yeah, with bad guys. And a helicopter.
Right, yeah, all that stuff. It's right behind her. They're catching up. This is where the energy is, man.
Yeah, they chase her onto a roof and she flies off.
Dude, she just flies off a building?
Picturing.
Yeah, I'm picturing disaster. Like, we need an ending.
I got it. Car lands, she drives up, she's a teacher.
Ah, teacher?
Hi, guys.
Hey, hi, Miss Sutherland. I did not see that coming.
And then
The announcer says,
the 426 horsepower Camaro.
and then we're done.
all right.
Yeah.
Hello, Canisius, and welcome back to DIY Dorms. Today, this is our redemption episode, and we are here to show you that we're actually not failures. So here we are today making 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies. First, preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Our 3 ingredients are Jif peanut butter, 1 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. So, right now we're gonna get our 1 cup of peanut butter out of our jar here. To make sure you have exactly 1 cup of peanut butter, we're gonna use a butter knife to level off the cup. And now, you're going to put your 1 cup of peanut butter into your bowl here. Make sure you get every last bit of peanut butter. We don't want to waste any. Now we're going to get our egg. Make sure you don't get any eggshells into your mixture. Now we're gonna get our sugar. Now mix all of your ingredients together. Since we didn't prepare to make these cookies, we're going to grab the community pot out of the cabinet and we're gonna pour our ingredients in. Mix your ingredients together. This should be the consistency of your dough. Now you're gonna grab your dough and you're going to put it on your cookie sheet. We got some parchment paper to make it easier for us to clean afterwards. You don't necessarily need it. This recipe makes about 12 cookies. Now you're gonna go ahead and put your cookies in the oven. Do you smell that? Burnt cookies. In here are your cookies. Transfer them to a beautiful styrofoam bowl. Here are your beautiful 3-ingredient peanut butter cookies.
Thanks, Kira. Hopefully things will go a little bit better for you and the cooking crew next year. Well, that's all we have for you today, Canisius. Make sure to come back next year for all of the latest in Griffin news. For the very last time, this has been Alexis Book, and it has been my honor serving as your Griffin TV president. Good luck on finals, have a wonderful summer, and to all of my fellow Griff grads, I'll be in the tunnels crying if you need me. Thanks for everything. I'm out.